Aloha, this is Tom Lesher with the weekly Pele Report. This may be a short one. I'm surrounded by blowholes down here in the sacred lands of Hawaii on the shores of Oahu. And it's a little windy and it's a little wet and it's a little wild. Just like life is these days. This is the report, the astrological forecast for March 28th of 2012. I hope you're all doing well out there. So I want to continue on pretty much from where we were last week. There's, very similar conditions and situations going on now. The retrograde Mercury has moved back into Pisces, but we're still having this Mars in Virgo opposite to the Chiron in Pisces, squaring these moon's nodes. And I want to talk a little bit more about that, but particularly tune into where the moon is through all of this. The moon is now in Gemini. It's Wednesday. Thursday, it moves forward into Cancer, and we have the first quarter square. I just got soaked. Jeez Louise. I gotta stop doing this. Anyway, the first quarter square, let's look at it. Last Thursday was the new moon in Aries, and it was a very intense, powerful, impulsive seed time. And I was encouraging everyone to pay attention to the impulse. Yes, this new moon is the seed. There's no consciousness. If we look at, the zodiac, Aries through Cancer, fire, earth, air, water, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. This is the first, triad, of signs of fire, earth, air, and water. And it is the unconscious, impulsive beginning. And then in Leo, we begin with some self-consciousness through Virgo, Libra, up into Scorpio. And that's the death of the individual consciousness to birth this transpersonal collective consciousness in Sagittarius through Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So if we look at this moon cycle, we look at that new moon of last Thursday, well, this Friday is the first square. And so I'm going to say that the seeds that were sown, the intuitions, the ideas, it may have been an argument, it may have been a need for freedom, it may have been a new invention or a new business, or the start of a new relationship, or a new way of looking at the relationship you're in. It may even have been an argument. Aries is the god of war, where you wanted to assert this new liberated self and had to break free or cut loose or let go. But that was the seed impulse, the spontaneous, desire given to you by spirit into your heart, some new excitement, some new pull, some new direction. Oh, I got a new website I want to do. I got a new business I want to do. I got a new journey I want to take. Well, now, as of Friday this week, we have the first quarter square. And that first quarter square, it's not just a sun square moon, but opposite the moon is going to be Pluto up there in Capricorn. In astrology, this is called a T-square. Sun, Uranus in Aries, squaring the moon in Cancer, which is there, and also squaring Pluto up there in Capricorn. We know that this moon opposite Pluto, Cancer, Capricorn, has to do with security. Capricorn, financial, earthly security, and Cancer, emotional, family, inner security. Well, they're both being, so what this is first of all, the first quarter square of the moon it's time to manifest the impulse. You had the idea, the instinct, the dream last Thursday. This Friday, it's time to take action. The first quarter moon is a time of breaking, of manifesting, of stepping out, of taking that inner place, feeling, need, and breaking it out. Very yang, radiant, masculine energy. Sometimes creating a crisis, but this need is to willfully step into your personal path. So it's so that's enough all by itself. But then you have this opposition to Pluto. This says to me that this new impulse, this new innovation, this new movement that we need to take is probably going to be opposed by forces beyond our control. Yeah, it's probably, we have a threatened patriarchal power system of control established within our societies, within our families, within our religions. And these kind of sense, they kind of know that they're breaking up, they're falling down, they're falling apart, it's time for them to go. And there's this hanging on. And this can even be a reflection of our own internal reality. There is an old, miserly, patriarchal, insecure, wants to control aspect, element of ourselves that wants to hold us back and is afraid of jumping off that cliff and letting go of the known and the familiar. And it's scary. And this can be on an emotional level, a financial level, a family level. This can be on all kinds of different levels. And so it's even more so a time where we need to engage our will forces and stay the course. Oh God, I'm gonna sound like frickin' Ronald Reagan here, man. And I am not Republican, but it was stay the course. You had the idea, you had the vision. Now you're gonna come up and there's gonna be all the flack and all the resistance, all the fears and all the people or the friends or the family that say, no, you can't do it, it's impossible, you're crazy. You got the partner that's saying, we don't have enough money, you can't go there, this, whatever. Well, that moon comes in there this Friday, like I say, and on through the weekend. And what is the push about? You know, that moon then goes into Leo, you know, early next week, squaring the black moon Lilith and Jupiter. And finally in Tuesday or so it comes around and it hits this retrograde Mars. We've got this retrograde Mars, retrograde Mercury for one more week. And when Mercury is retrograde and Mars is retrograde, it says that we need to individualize. We need to break free from the pack, break free from the flock, come into our own individual expression, our own individual line of work. So it's a time, I would say, you know, this weekend where you're going to bump up against anything that, you know, may be wanting to hold you back. And rather than simply just barging forward, it will be a good time to reflect, to listen, and to then act. So it's a very fine line, a very fine edge that we walk with this first quarter moon. Yes? Where it may be that the action that we need to take is to withdraw, is to downsize, is to simplify, is to, you know, get low, come in, and step back, not handle so much responsibility, not take so much on. And it may look like, oh, you know, people just, oh, you know, you're a coward or you're weak or you're backing off, but you have the impulse, you have this vision that you got with that new moon that says, I don't need to walk that route of my parents or of the elders or of what other people say. I don't need the big car, the fancy house, the fancy clothes. I don't need all of this outer stuff. this may be a very, a very powerful time where the decision is not to just, be strong, be big, expand, but it takes more guts. It takes more will force to say no, to withhold that stepping into ever expanding circles of activity, and to say, this is enough for me, and I am ready to make my nut, set my seed. Because as we know, this year is a year of great transition, a year of great instability. So I say it's a good time, and the astrological indications are that this is a time to simplify, to get smaller, to get sturdier, to get stronger, to become self-sufficient, self-reliant, really come into your own place. And from that place, it will be a grassroots community movement of very people who have nothing to lose, who have nothing, to really at stake so much. And then we can step forward. And so it is that the mantra for this week is going to be that it is the forces of my will that I use to navigate the stormy waters of life. It is the forces of my will that I use to navigate the waters of my life. I wish you the very best. My computer is getting soaked. I've got to get out of here. And aloha, namaste. So much love. Go for it.